Hey guys, T-Bull here. Today we got to look at the new Tier 5 Russian cruiser, Molotov. Kuznetsov on the screen here. If you're feeling particularly eagle-eyed today, maybe you're noticing that we are enhancing the AP on that third level perk as opposed to the HE, which I do in all ships, or I would recommend doing on all ships of the Russian cruiser line that we have so far, except for Molotov and Kirov. I'm going to compare this briefly to the Budyonny, just same build. So when I wrote down these stats, they both had the HE enhancement. They both have rudder shift, aiming systems mod, so on and so forth, just to get the easiest comparison while we load into this domination on straight. 180 guns, millimeter guns on this, 152s, which is kind of the standard Russian cruiser guns for most of the lineup. So same caliber as the Kirov. Keep an eye on the flat firing arcs in this thing. This is probably the highest velocity guns that we have, at least in cruisers. And you might notice in this game my screen might be a little bit jerky. My controls on the verge of becoming shot here. Those of you that watch my stream know why. Range similar, just 0.1 kilometers shorter on the Molotov. Longer reload, 12.5 compared to 8 seconds. Better turret traverse by about 2.5. And then you got better HE, better AP damage. The AP damage is a third better than the Budyonny, and you'll see in this game just how good it is. Look at that arc, man. These are really fun guns to shoot. Same torps, much quicker reload though. 70 seconds compared to 116, but very close quarters. 1 knot faster on the Molotov. 150 meters or whatever bigger in the turning circle. So that's the biggest turn circle at this tier for tier 5 cruisers. The main significant weakness of this thing. Rudder shift a little bit better though, 6.3 compared to 6.9. Same concealment, not specking for concealment, we got 12.4. So getting into this game, you can see we've already managed to rip this Leander pretty hard so far. He's not learned his lesson yet though, so we're going to keep attacking these the Citadel section of the ship when he turns broadside. Doing a decent job angling there, but he quickly tires of playing correctly and shows us the broadside yet again. And didn't quite punish him quite as hard as we could have there, but we're not going to stop trying, that's for damn sure. Another shot at the Leander here. Again, lasers, the minute you pull the trigger, they're on. And he gone! Right off the bat. We've done our ship's HP in damage already, so we've covered our entrance cost to this game. And now we got a Emerald, the tier 4 British cruiser. Also checking out the strength of his broadside against these guns. Now we get some pens there, a lot of over pens it looks like, so not the massive damage we were hoping there. Probably shot just a little bit too high, he is angling in slightly. Now we're in a bit of a crossfire situation / the ability to hit mini crossfires. Now if we're in this position, the guys attacking A probably aren't paying attention to us. They're fighting the guys close, so we're going to take a quick shot at that Molotov over there. Having determined how strong this ship is, we want to damage him if possible. But the Emerald's still broadside, and we'd like to get rid of him. He's attacking our destroyer, who's playing the middle there. So I don't think we're able to save the destroyer most likely, but we kick the crap out of the Emerald as well. And this thing, if you want to go full-on build for this ship and the Kirov, let's say they put a premium commander or something in the future, and there's another good option for these Russian cruisers. Yamamoto, the AP pen on slot 3, and potentially even AP damage by Lucians or something. I wouldn't personally go that far, but you can see, and this, by the way, is the dream setup in terms of matchmaking. I don't think they had any battleships, a lot of cruisers and a couple destroyers floating around, so this thing is a cruiser killer. Tier 5 cruisers, Tier 4, Tier 6 cruisers, be afraid of this. I don't have any shots shooting battleships broadside in this game, of course, but depending on the range, the armor of the ship you're shooting at, you can get juicy salvos. I've gotten 7-8K salvos on broadside battleships, like a Queen Elizabeth, I think the game before this. Absolutely melted them down. And that was about a 12-kilometer engagement range, maybe 10, 12 kilometers, somewhere there. So very effective against broadside targets. Cruisers especially, though. Again, the flat firing arcs, high-velocity guns, the shells get there very quickly, and you're able to just pick that Citadel apart. So this thing's very dangerous. you know, it's been what, 3, 4 weeks since the Budione kind of took the crown at Tier 5 cruisers, at least in my opinion. Molotov today unseats that. I know I've only played 7 or 8 games of this thing, but it did not take much learning, you know, once you kind of focusing on the AP. And the HE does just fine, by the way. It's got actually a better fire starting chance than the Budione, and pretty decent damage as well. So if you're getting into matches with a lot of destroyers or battleships, it's not like you're completely worthless. But I wanted to, I chose this game to highlight the strengths of the AP. So now we're in an interesting situation here where we got the Fubuki. He's on reload. I think the Fubuki's reload's usually about a minute or so. It's a fairly quick reload. I don't think it's quite as fast as the other ones, but I might be mistaken about that. So I got an interesting choice where I could aggressively push into the Fubuki. We do have sonar active, by the way, keep in mind. But, you know, we've got the Torbs coming in from that Budione, I think it is over there. And if we push aggressively into this Fubuki, we're going to be exposing that right-hand broadside to the, for sure, 1 cruiser, potentially 2, depending on how they play it. So kind of taking my time here. Unfortunately, don't hit that ship quite as hard as I was hoping for that salvo. And you'll notice I'm trying to keep moving here. I don't want to come to a dead stop because we can expect more Torbs. And here you see they are coming. Now here, you guys know I'm kind of a scrub when it comes to dodging Torbs. This is one of my better efforts. Check this one out. I was fairly pleased with myself here as we watched the secondary / main guns take that one down. Managed to dodge them all there, and it wasn't a horrible spread there by any means, so fairly pleased with that result. Quickly switch over to the AP. Budione is trying to poke out, probably trying to torp. Well, I don't think he's got the torps reloaded yet due to the nearly 2 minutes on that one. Not a problem getting rid of him, though. And then the cruiser, the other Molotovs, already died. So here I got a potential to get a crack in, some more damage, make the video flashier, or I can play what is technically the right move, capture the base, even though we weren't in any sort of danger of losing on score. But you never know. You never know. So I thought I'd play it safe here. And notice he's kind of drifting towards the outer edge of my white circle. So I thought potentially we'd get some more chances to shoot this guy. But I wanted to kind of play it what I would consider to be smartly. So that's why I'm kind of stopping here. One thing I'll note while we're capping, you'll notice I do have a flag here, and it's not the alpha tester flag I normally play. Wargaming actually gave us the ship's flag, which this is the first time they've ever done it. Now, at first I assumed it was a V.I. Lenin flag, not John Lennon, but Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov or whatever. I'm more quoting Big Lebowski than anything in terms of actual historical knowledge. But it's some guy named Molotov, curiously enough. So I think he was involved in the Russian military at some sort of administrative capacity. I have no idea. You guys can let me know in the comments. You're way better at the historical aspects of this game than I am. Anyway, that's what the flag will look like if you get the flag. Hopefully they keep giving us the flags because I would like to shake it up a little bit. And at least run them on the premium ships themselves because they are kind of cool. But the flags, they're kind of cost prohibitive, unfortunately. Although they are making flags a little bit more available lately. They got the duck flag from the last, or the April Fool's thing. So maybe we'll start to see some more flags readily available, which I think would be cool. Help with the ship's customization. Anyways, here we go. Furutaka does pop back. Now, he was broadside, but he's not angling against me. He probably doesn't even know I exist, or he's not paying attention to me. He decides to make the all-star play of turning his full broadside towards the cruiser. That's very close range to him, as opposed to angling towards the threat that's near him and then allowing me to take the kill. So whatever, we didn't quite get the crack in there, but that's a pretty good look at what this Molotov's capable of. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. There's a lot of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.